What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Dylan, the TechnoGiz guy. Today, we're going to look at a couple different products that I picked up on the AliExpress. Before we go over to the bench, we're going to look at 3 or 4 different products that I have found on AliExpress that are tech-related, and 3 of them I know are pretty good because I've already been using them. One of them is kind of an unboxing, so hopefully it's also pretty good. Occasionally, I like to scroll through AliExpress and see what kind of cheap technology items that I can find. And occasionally, if they're cheap enough, I'll pick them up because sometimes you find some hidden gems. For example, the Kinkoni relay board that I did a video on a little bit ago, you can check that video out up here. That was an AliExpress find. Yes, they sell their own store, they have their own storefront and all that, and they're definitely not like an AliExpress outlet, but I found it on AliExpress originally. And there are honestly a ton of things that I find on AliExpress. Not all of them are good. A lot of them are pretty terrible, just kind of e-waste trash, but some of it is really good. So let's jump over to the bench and see if the stuff that I recently bought from AliExpress is worth what I paid for it. Okay, so we're at the bench. We got the bench cam. I really love the bench cam, and I may do a video on how I set it up because it's stupid simple, but it's not stupid if it works. Remember that, boys and girls. It's not stupid if it works. Function over form, always. Anyway, so I have some products here. Right off the top, these are little adapters. Basically, these take USB-C and turn it into micro USB. And you can also get these in mini USB. I also have a couple of these somewhere that are USB Type B. If you don't know what Type B is, that is the really big square one with the little notch at the top that they use for printers, or they used to use for printers because most people just have their printer on their Wi-Fi nowadays. Some docks use them as well, but yeah, so you can get these adapters. I actually ordered these on Amazon, so I'm cheating, but hear me out, hear me out. I found the exact same product with the same brand name, JXMOX. Found the same product with the same brand name. It was actually cheaper on AliExpress. So obviously, you're going to wait a little longer for the shipping time. But if you want to save a couple bucks, buy these on AliExpress. You can literally get these in basically any kind of conversion. I like them because all of my stuff is mostly USB-C, but every once in a while, I run into something that's not. And instead of carrying around a bunch of cables, I just carry around a little bin of adapters. It works great. So these are great. You can get these on AliExpress or Amazon if you want to just get a bunch. They come in like packs of 5 for each type that you get. It supports power and data. This one I'm actually going to put off to the side. This one's really cool, and I want to talk about it, but I need my MacBook to show it to you. So we're going to put that off to the side. But it's similar. It's not the same company. I found that just purely by searching around on AliExpress. This little guy here, bring that up to the camera, is a USB-C male on one side, a USB-C female on the other, and it has a little screen. You can probably guess what this is. This is a power meter for USB-C. It supports anywhere from 4 to 30 volts, and it claims to be able to support up to 12 amps. I've never had it go up that high. I have plugged it into my MacBook, and I'll pull that over in a second. We'll bring a thing over here and we'll show you. But yeah, it works great. There's a little button on here, so that way if you have to flip it the other way, it'll flip the screen on you. So let me grab something real quick and I'll show you that. So I have my MacBook. I also brought this Raspberry Pi over. This is a Pi 4B. That doesn't matter. It's USB-C. We're going to hook this up. So I also have this nice big 100-watt Apple charger brick with a USB-C cable. So all right, plug one end into this, and I plug the other end into my MacBook. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera. So if you hit the little button, it changes the bottom text, and this is really hard to show you guys because my light is reflecting. There's a little tiny button here on the back. You can see my laptop is pulling, looks like 20 volt at 0.16 amps. I'm reading this off on my iPad, sorry. But if I hit the button, it actually changes the bottom setting. By default, it will just show you the wattage total that the device is pulling. If you hit the button, it will actually give you the average, the max, and the minimum that the device has pulled. So in relative to me, the screen is upside down right now, but if instead of just tapping the button to change that bottom row, If I double tap the button, now the screen is right side up to me. So you can flip the screen. So that's really cool. Plug it into this Raspberry Pi. You can see that my Raspberry Pi is pulling a little bit more than 5 volts at about a half an amp. One really cool thing that I found, I was trying to use this to test the power draw on my phone because I've been testing a couple different chargers lately. And I have a big case on my phone. Well, I don't quite have enough clearance to clear it. So what I found is actually this works in reverse too. So if I take this USB-C cord out of my charger, plug this into the charger, plug a cable in, and then plug it into the MacBook, it turns on, my MacBook charges, and you get power reading. So I didn't expect that to be two-way. Can't think of any reason why it wouldn't be two-way, but it's cool that it is, because if you can't fit it in a certain spot, you can just flip it and just use a cable. So that works really great. This little guy was I think $5. So honestly, yeah, I recommend it. It works fantastically. I've had no problems with it. It seems to work fine up to 100 watts. And that's all I've tested it with, because that's the most I have for any device to pull. The little power reader thing works great. All right, what about that product that I said we would wait? So this little guy, this is cool. This is a USB-C to MagSafe 3. This will not work with MagSafe 2 on an older MacBook, but if you have any of the newer series MacBooks that are using MagSafe 3, Apple, in their wisdom, has actually done something good. This is the 100-watt adapter that comes with a MacBook Pro. It has a USB-C output. In the box, when you buy a MacBook, you get a USB-C cable to MagSafe. Now, I don't usually use my MagSafe cable. In fact, I took it to work and I just left it at my desk because I never use it. Because at my desk here, I plug in one USB-C cable, I get my monitors, I get my desk set up, I get my Ethernet, and I get power. So here I don't really need it, but this was $2, and I wanted to see if it works. The MagSafe 3 standard is not proprietary. It basically is just USB-C power delivery that Apple stuck magnets on. This little guy, if I plug my Apple charger back in, plug my cord in, and yes, I could just plug the USB-C cord into my laptop, but I thought this was cool, and it was only $2, and if you want extra chargers around, beats the hell out of paying Apple's prices for a MagSafe charger. It goes on the cable just like that, and then line it up, and it works. My MacBook started charging. I don't know if the camera is catching that. So it does have a light, and the light will go green when the laptop is fully charged, just like a normal MagSafe cable. It's reversible, of course. There's a light on the other side. And just like MagSafe, the nice part is let's say you have a kid or a dog and they run by and they grab your cable. Instead of ripping your laptop off the desk, it's just gonna unhook the magnet. So even though I don't use MagSafe a ton, just because I'm a USB-C guy, I'm an Android user for my phone, so I've been using USB-C for a while now. I saw this for $2 and I could not pass it up because Apple charges $45, I think, for a MagSafe cable. And for $2, you can turn any USB-C cable into a MagSafe, which is cool, especially if you have a MacBook Air or something where it only has a MagSafe port and one USB-C port. So really cool, $2. There's not a brand name on it, but I'll leave a link to this one in the description. Everything will be linked in the description. Way better than Apple's stupid pricing. Okay, so now let's get to the new product. So I ordered this at the same time I ordered the power adapter and that MagSafe adapter. I haven't opened it yet. This is a digital microscope. It's a portable one. So I bought this so I could do small soldering stuff and whatnot, or look at components and whatnot. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure this was $20. So if it turns on and shows me an image that I can see, I'm giving it the pass. Let's open this up. Right off the gate, there is a CD in here, and it's a mini CD with no label on it. This is literally just like a blank CD, a mini compact disc that I have no idea what is on here. There's no label on it. Let me hold this up to the camera. It's literally just a disc that you can buy at Walmart or whatever. No idea what's on here. I have disk drives. most certainly am I not putting this in any of my computers. I don't care if this product is great and the company is trustworthy. There's no need for me to have a disk of anything regarding this piece. So right off the gate, I am already filled with confidence. We have a quick start guide. So this is the DM7. I'm not sure the different models, but I remember there were different options. You could get ones with like arms. You could get one that had like a different height adjustment. You could get a bigger one. You could get bigger screens. This one only has a 4.3-inch screen. So I am not going to read this user manual because as a man, it's actually illegal for me to read a user manual until I've already hit the point of no return. So we have, I guess this is the mount for the microscope. And then, okay. So the screen and the actual microscope are all one piece. So I'm guessing you just kind of slide that into there. Yeah. There's a set screw. All right, all right. Under this plastic thing, we have a little base plate. Looks like this just kind of locks in here like this. All right. Takes a little oomph, but it's just a plastic on plastic clip. Again, I'm not expecting a whole lot for 20 bucks. Wow, that thing's crooked. All right, so and then the only other thing in the box is a USB-C cable. Oh, okay. That's at least a good pass. I wish I would have kept that power adapter over here. Looks like on the side here, there's a USB-C input as well as a micro SD card slot, which of course, for some reason, the Chinese always call a TF card slot. I don't know why. I know the names are basically synonymous, but it's a micro SD card slot. It looks like there's a camera button on the front, so it looks like you can take a picture, which is really cool. And then on the other side, there's a little volume slider, but instead of volume, it says LED. I'm guessing that will change the brightness of the lights. So let's plug this thing in and see if it works. I mean, so we're pulling about 5 volt at an 8. Wait, battery? Does this thing have a battery in it? No way. Holy crap. Okay, so this is cool. This thing has a battery in it, so you don't actually even need to plug it in. The battery is fully charged, but I'm going to plug it in anyway. I have my little power meter on there, 5 volt. It's pulling an amp, so this thing's actually pulling more power than the Raspberry Pi did. The slider does seem to work. That's a plus. Ooh, and that's a focus ring. Let me see if I can kind of turn this so you guys can see it. Oh, okay. So the knob on the back adjusts the height. So I have this little tiny screen that I bought for a project. This is, it's just an HDMI screen. It looks like a Raspberry Pi screen. It is a touch screen, but it just does HDMI and you give it USB for the touch control. But it's got a little circuit board on the back. Holy crap. Oh, wow. That's impressive. I have it set up here and you can see I have the screen here. And look at that. It's not perfect, but I mean, crap, that's like super solid actually. Oh, look at that. I don't know how well it's translating through the camera, and I don't have a micro SD card handy to like throw in here to take a picture, but honestly, it looks really good. So this wheel down here changes the focus, which is cool. Good to have, good to have. I like it. So yeah, I mean, that looks great, honestly. What about the light? Turn the light all the way off. Turn the light all the way on. Probably just leave that all the way on. If I come back around here and adjust the wheel, it's a little hard to adjust, but you can get real close. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. So it also looks like it has a little clock on there. The date is wrong, but I'll figure out how to set that later. There's menu buttons on here and all that. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Image resolution. Okay. So you can change the resolution, you can change the language, change the time. There's screensavers, a frequency, huh? Oh. So this either changes the frequency of the light or it's changing the frequency of the camera. I don't know. Either way, that's really cool that you can do that. If you need to. This format. That just formats the SD card if you have one. You can reset it, the version. Cool. All right. So, I mean, if I'm looking at this, honestly, the camera is not going to do it any justice here, but that looks really solid. You can get real close, and yeah, I mean, I could easily get in here with a soldering iron, you know, if, pretend that this is a soldering iron because I don't have a soldering iron on this table. It's over on my workbench. So yeah, this thing is getting the feel. So I want to just emphasize something here. Let me pull this out of the way here. So the chip that I was just looking at, I didn't even pay attention to what I was looking at here. So if I grab this, do you see this tiny little chip here? This tiny little guy right here, not this big one, this little tiny guy right here. That is the one that I was just looking at. Not only was I able to completely see that, I'm switching cameras. So not only am I able to completely see this grain of rice sized chip, but if I pull this out, you know, we don't need that because this thing has a battery, which is just sick. I mean, for 20 bucks, honestly, this is, I'm impressed. I am thoroughly impressed. I have no idea what's on that little CD. I don't care. I'm not putting it in my computer. But I don't know what else to say. This thing is sick. This might actually be my favorite thing that out of this haul. Is it, you know, crystal clear 4K? No, but it doesn't need to be. I mean, I can see this grain of rice sized chip, and if I had to get in here with a soldering iron and do something, I could very easily just get these chips off. So, and it has an SD card slot. You can take pictures, which honestly might help for if I ever want to use this for a video. It's battery operated. The light's adjustable. It goes up and down. I mean, literally the only other thing I would change about this is it'd be cool if it had like a set of helping hands on the base plate. And if the base plate had a little bit of weight to it, because the whole thing's kind of plasticky and tippy. But for 20 bucks, this thing's cool. So yeah, it gets my seal of recommendation. If you guys need a little tiny microscope for something, yeah, it's not the best quality in the world, but I mean, I personally think it's good enough for anything you're going to be using it for. It's portable, battery operated, and it's USB-C. It's got a camera. It's got a light. This thing is sick.
A few moments later.
Oh, it has digital zoom too. That's it. That's the video. Honestly, every single product that I showed today gets the seal of recommendation. The little USB-C power meter, I thought it was a cool little thing. It was cheap, and it works fine. Seems to work great. The little adapters, yeah, I cheated on the adapters. Sue me. I bought those on Amazon, but like I said, you can get them cheaper on AliExpress. I found the exact same ones on AliExpress after I bought them on Amazon. The MagSafe adapter, it's not something I'll probably buy a whole bunch of, but it is really cool. It works since the MagSafe 3 standard is just USB power delivery with magnets. Honestly, the Microscope is really cool. Actually, as I was picking my camera up, I realized that on that screen, if you hit the arrow buttons and you're not in the menu, it actually does a digital zoom. Yeah, the Microscope is definitely the best thing out of this haul. And everything on this haul was $20 or less. All the links will be in the description. I can't believe how good the Microscope was. The Microscope's sick. I'm going to probably use that for all my soldering jobs. I might even buy another one and give it to my brother. He probably has something better than that, but he might even think that that's just cool and a neat little thing to have around. Anyway, guys, like I said, all the links for everything you saw today will be in the description down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you want to get alerts anytime I post videos, make sure you hit that little bell icon. You know, you have to subscribe, and then you got to ring that bell, and you'll get notifications whenever I post. Great haul. AliExpress, you won this round. Maybe next round we'll get something that isn't as good. I am Dylan, the Technogiz guy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, remember, keep it peaceful.